My name is Esiedua Akumia. Now, this week is a Breastfeeding Week. Now, I read somewhere that infants are supposed to be breastfed on demand, day and night. And no bottles, no teats, no pacifier. Well, how true is this? I have seated with me 2 midwives and a dietitian. And let me introduce the ladies first. Constance Odonko, who is a Principal Midwifery Officer, OBS and Gynae Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and Felicia Amankwa, who is a Senior Midwifery Officer of OBS and Gynae Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital as well. And then our gentleman is Goldfield Azuma, who is a dietitian. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Fine, thank you.
So this entire week is Breastfeeding Week. But before we get on to what is being done as part of the celebration towards this, what is breastfeeding? And let me start with you, Constance.
Right, okay. So breastfeeding, we're saying that breastfeeding is the time where a pregnant woman prior to delivery is emphasized on the importance of breastfeeding, where a mother is going to give the baby the breast milk, no water, no food, no artificial supplements, only breast milk for 6 months. And after the 6th month, she'll start adequate, timely supplementary with other foods, for instance, our local foods and all that. And we are saying that the importance of breast milk is so vital in the life of the baby. It starts from the pregnant woman, whereby after delivery, the pregnant woman, when the baby is put to the breast and the baby latches well on the breast, it helps reduce the woman's probability of bleeding. So reduce what we call postpartum hemorrhage. Okay. So the uterus will contract and it will prevent the woman from bleeding. Apart from that, the baby, as the first few days, we could have something called the colostrum. The colostrum is rich and prevents, it's rich in antigens and help prevent against infections. Apart from that said, breast milk, research have shown that babies who are breastfed have good cognitive development compared to babies who are fed with formula. Okay. Breast milk has a lot of importance. The mother herself, it reduces her chances of having another pregnancy. So it starts as a form of family planning for the mother. As well as research have shown that mothers who breastfeed, it reduces the chance of having ovarian cancer and breast cancer. Yes, so there are a lot of importance of breast milk and then breastfeeding. So we are saying that all things being equal, mothers should be able to put their babies to breast. Some people think that they use the formula, that's the ish. But it's a no. Breast milk is natural. Unfortunately, the first 6 months, no other preservatives. Breastfeeding, because research has shown that it has a lot of benefits and it prevents under 5 mortalities. Because babies who are breastfed, breast milk fortunately is easily digestible, and apart from that, the antibiotics I talked to you about that reduce the chance of having infection. So realize that baby will not be sick. Formulas are the way they even prepare the feed and all that. People will start having recurrent diarrhea, and diarrhea unfortunately could kill our newborn. So breast milk is the way to go. So there's a platform for us to sensitize the public about the importance of breastfeeding. It's so important. We are passionate about it. No formula feeding. The whole thing is that you're supposed to position the attachments of babies to the breast. Yeah. So we'll do that with a demonstration. Yes. It will go a long way to help our mothers so that they know that breast milk is so vital in the life of the newborn. Okay, so like what I said in the introduction, that infants are supposed to be breastfed on demand. How would you know that your baby is hungry? Is it every time that your baby is crying that you have to breastfeed your baby? Felicia?
So how would you know as a mother that your baby is hungry? We have breastfeeding cues.
Breastfeeding cues.
Feeding signs that will let you know that your baby is hungry. Baby will start crying, but before the baby gets to the stage of crying, the baby has been hungry for a very long time. So the baby will start opening the mouth, looking for the breast. The baby will start putting the finger into the mouth. Okay. And then making some lip sounds and other things. Baby will be opening, turning the eyes around to see whether he or she can find the breast. So when you see the signs, it means that baby is hungry and ready to feed. So when the baby shows you all these signs and then you don't breastfeed the baby, that is where the baby starts crying. it means baby is very hungry.
Very hungry.
Yeah.
So when you see these signs, you need to make sure that you breastfeed the baby. So, Goldfield, as a mother, what are some of the things that right after birth you can eat to be able to, you know, produce more milk? Because, you know, they say that, oh, no, my bank take this, you know, so you produce more breast milk for the baby.
When it comes to nutrition during lactation, we need to understand that there's no superfood.
There's no superfood.
Or magic food.
Okay.
That's when you take it, it will produce a lot of breast milk for you. But there are some things you can do.
Okay.
The starting is having a balanced diet. So having a balanced diet is a diet that contains all the nutrients in their right quantities. So carbohydrates in the right quantities, proteins in the right quantities, even healthy fats in its right quantities. So the carbohydrates help produce energy. The proteins help tissue repair and production of new cells. And the healthy fats and oils also produce a form of energy. And actually, when you eat a balanced diet, your breast milk is of the best quality.
Okay.
And talking about nutrition, one thing we also need to look at is that mostly after people deliver, they're in a hurry to have a weight loss program.
Yeah.
Because they want to get back to shape.
Yeah.
But actually, breastfeeding also helps you lose weight.
Is it?
Yes. So actively breastfeeding helps you lose weight. And your weight loss program should be gradual so that it doesn't compromise your breastfeeding and its qualities. So don't go in and go and take any medications or drugs that are not prescribed, because some of these things, including alcohol and caffeine, can be transferred through breast milk to the baby. Okay. So healthy eating, a balanced diet is the best way to go to produce enough breast milk, including hydration. Okay. So be well hydrated.
Yeah, drinking a lot of water.
A lot of water.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even if it's difficult to drink water, there are ways to be hydrated. Right. That is why the soups come in.
Yeah. Okay.
But then the soup shouldn't be your main meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Constance, Goldfield is speaking about, you know, breastfeeding, the whole weight loss, and then all that. There are some women who believe that if we are to do the direct feeding of the baby, it would, at the end of the day, the breast will sag, and so they would prefer to be doing the breast pump and some other means. Is that true?
Okay. So we're saying that breast milk is the best food for the newborn, so like for the first 6 months and beyond. So I'm going to breastfeed for 6 months and beyond. But the beyond basically means that after the 6th month, the breast milk is not enough for the baby. Okay. So you're going to add the complementary feeds that I said. So we're saying that if you have to do the expression or the manual one, putting baby to breast directly, it wouldn't have any effect, because you know the hormones are at play. Your hormones, you realize that some people who have not even breastfed, they also have their breast also sags and all that. Yeah. So it has nothing to do with the breast, with the breastfeeding. Okay. Hormones, unfortunately, when you age, things diminish. So it has nothing to do with the breast milk. So mothers should be in the know that whether you're thinking about my breast sagging and all that, it's not going to happen, because at the end of the day, hormones have a role to play. When you are aging, you realize that things are not the same. But breast milk or breastfeeding is the way to go. So let's put the baby to breast. Either you express or you put the baby to breast, it wouldn't have any significant effect on you, the mother. Okay. There's no significant effect.
Yes. So now let's come to stages when it comes to breastfeeding. What are the stages?
Right. So breastfeeding starts right at birth. We are saying that immediately baby comes out, the midwife or the doctor or the team at the labor room or the theater quickly will put baby to breast. This is because research have shown that early initiation of baby to the breast have a lot of importance. As I said, so when the baby gradually sucks on the breast right away, there will not be milk production right about what the baby is going to suck, and there will be messages to the brain that should produce. Okay. So it's going to release what we call the oxytocin hormone, and the oxytocin hormone is going to help the uterus contract to reduce probability of you bleeding. So right away, you are going to put your baby to breast. After putting your baby to breast, gradually the baby will be assisted, mother will be assisted to put baby to breast, and then would continually ensure that the milk flows. So early initiation of baby to the breast is so important. If you put the baby to the breast, it creates that bonding, that love affection. The bonding effect is so vital. And then it also reduces, and also controls the baby's temperature. when baby is delivered, yes, the mother's temperature,
the body,
yes, body,
right.
yes. So right away, there are a lot of benefits of breastfeeding. So right away at the bed table, delivery table, baby is put to breast, and due to this importance, that is so important. As I told you, breast milk, breast milk, breast milk, breast milk is the way to go.
And the next stage would be?
And the next stage will be, after monitoring, we'll take the woman to the postnatal unit. We're going to still continue with the breast. So there's no time for breastfeeding. We are saying that feeding on demand or responsive feeding, meaning that there's no time limit. But the signs I realize that your baby is satisfied, you realize the breast will be lighter. Baby would also pull away from the breast. These are the signs that my baby is getting the milk, and baby will not be so irritable. So these are the signs that your breast is lighter. Baby has been able to get that amount of feed. So there's no time limit. Some people say 2 hours, 3 hours, 2 minutes. No,
it's not
we are
like
feeding on
like
demand.
That.
Yes. And how would you know that baby is really taking his baby's diaper? Like baby is changing. You're able to change baby's diaper between at least 7 to 8 times a day. Baby is pooping, baby is wooing, and all that. These are the signs that you realize the baby is gaining weight. If you go for child welfare clinic, baby has gained weight and all that. So that's the signs that baby is on the breast, but the baby is doing well. And then the health personnel will let you know that continually breastfeed, no artificial formula, and no pacifiers. We are insisting that mothers should not use pacifiers, because pacifiers undermine breastfeeding. This is because the baby will be used to the pacifier, and the pacifier, unfortunately, also what probability of it having infected with microorganisms is so high. You resume work, and then the nanny at home, you wouldn't be in the known. The baby will be playing with the pacifier, and the pacifier will just unfortunately be on the floor. Quickly pick it without any cleaning. Take it back into the baby's mouth, and then you come back. You're always ready to the hospital because of what? Infection. So no pacifiers. But as you talk about the feeding cues, it's so vital you watch. So we are saying that roaming is vital. Roaming in basically means that mother and baby should be in the same room. When babies are, when mother is delivered, they want the babies. Some people want the babies to be in another room. It's undermined breastfeeding. If you are in the third room and you and your husband are in the second room, baby is in the third room, how would you be able to detect all these feeding cues? And you realize that in the course of the breastfeed, we are saying that but some people are on their phone and watching and social media. No, watch the baby. Baby can aspirate. Aspiration means that the feed is going to the baby's lungs, and if not, you lose your baby. So we are saying that whilst you are breastfeeding, look at your baby, and there's a time for bonding and all those things. So we are saying that all things being equal, we shouldn't use pacifiers. Breast milk is the way to go, and then together realize that would prevent under 5 mortalities. Infant mortality. It's so vital. Breast milk, breast milk, breast milk. Breast milk contains water. Do not give your baby water. If you express the breast milk and you put it down, realize that the sedimentations, you see the water up there. Breast milk contains, God is so wonderful. Breast, I keep on saying when I talk to my pregnant, breast milk contains vitamins A, B, C, all to Z. So why worry?
Why worry? Felicia, is there any point where, or is there anything like, my baby doesn't like my breast milk, my baby doesn't want breast milk? Is there anything like that?
Yeah, most of the time, the postnatal women complain, my baby doesn't like the milk, my baby doesn't want to suck the breast milk. Why? Because there's no correct positioning and attachment.
Okay.
So when the baby is not well positioned, and the baby is not latched onto the breast well, baby will not be able to suck as much as he or she is supposed to. So when the baby takes the milk for a short period, you realize that the baby will stop because mother is not well seated, mother is not comfortable, baby is not comfortable. So they go like, my baby is crying, my breast milk is not enough for the baby. Why? Because there's no correct positioning and attachment. So you would hear that, but with a demonstration on correct positioning and attachment, you realize that when you do it well, baby is well positioned and attached.
Then let's get right into the demonstration.
Yeah, baby will take enough, and then there will be no complaint like my baby is not having enough, my baby doesn't like my breast milk. And that is what leads us to this breast engorgement, painful nipples, and the other things. Because once the baby latches onto the nipple, you are going to have cracked nipple or sore nipple. So now when you're putting baby to breast, you mother will have the pain, and then baby will not be able to get enough breast milk as he or she's supposed to have.
Okay, so let's get right into the demonstration. Since you're talking about demonstration, I mean, let's get into it. So, okay,
so we're saying that when it comes to breastfeeding, position and attachment of baby to the breast is so vital. If not, we'll have a lot of issues. Mother will complain of the probability of she introducing formula is very high. So with the positioning, the mother should be able to get a chair. We have you can either lie or sit, but if they are sitting down, get a chair with the back support. That is very perfect.
Okay.
And then also, assuming the chair is not so high, you have to get a stool and then rest your legs.
So it lifts up your leg.
Yes, so that you're able to be comfortable.
Okay.
Comfortability is so vital because if you are not comfortable, unfortunately, you can't breastfeed your baby well. We are saying you should get a chair with the back support because what happens is that if you don't get a chair with the back support, probability of you bending is very high.
Yes.
So you put pressure on the spine. And what happens is that if there's pressure on the spine, that will make you uncomfortable and it will cause pain. Because right now that you are in pain. So you are saying that all things being equal, you wash your hands. Even if your baby is crying, infection prevention is vital.
Wash your hands.
Change baby's diaper, wash your hands, they come and breastfeed. So don't wait for the late queue. The late queue means baby is crying. So we are saying that between 2 to 3 hours, put the baby to breast. So this is what we are going to do. So this is our chair with our back support. So that's baby. With the position, the mother should put the baby between the elbow this way, and then the baby's buttocks will be in her palm. Okay. Then her body, the baby's body will be attached to the mother's abdomen.
Okay.
So we are saying that do not give breast to the baby. If you do this, you are burning. We are giving what? Baby to the breast.
Okay.
So don't do this way, but rather way. Don't do this. That means you are giving the breast to the baby, so you are burning.
Okay.
But you are saying that what? Give baby to the breast. So you are comfortable.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
And that's it. We're going to talk about the attachment. Attachment is so vital because we don't take care. You have what we call sore nipple. And because your nipple is sore, baby cannot latch. So the latching means that with attachment, there should be more eye roller. The eye roller is the black spot. That is where the milk is stored.
Okay.
Yes. So baby should latch on the eye roller. So there should be more eye roller above than below. When you do this, before you feed, you can use the nipple to tickle the baby's cheeks. Baby's mouth will be widely open. And then realize that baby will grab the eye roller. When you are done with this, baby will start sucking. Realize that the chin should also be attached to the breast. The chin should not be away from the breast.
The chin should be attached.
Should be attached to the breast.
Okay.
This is this. And then the baby with the position, the baby should be in straight line. Realize that when she's in a straight line. Yes. And then she's comfortable. So then she's going to put her baby to breast. Madam Felicia, please. And then with the arm, we are saying that 4 fingers beneath. Then
4 fingers
beneath. And then the thumb on it. Do not do the scissor. This is because probability of you pressing on the eye roller is very high. The scissor. Do not do the scissor like this.
Yeah.
No, do not do the scissor hole. We are saying that 4 fingers beneath. When you do that, you give the shape right away. Yes, the breast shape comes, and the baby can be able to latch on the eye roller. And you are going to put the baby to breast, and then maybe it's going to suck gently because you've had the right.
Do you have to do anything like pressing?
Don't press. Because
you don't.
Yes. So the latching means that baby is on the eye roller. Do not be pressing because though the baby sucks, it sends messages to the brain to produce, release. And the eye roller, when baby sucks to the eye roller, then you realize that it comes at beats. It's not like a tap that you've opened.
Yeah.
And it's coming. So that is the way you are going to do. So position and attachments of the baby to the breast. And so, and then when you are done with it, how would you know that baby is satisfied? You are going to make the breast with empty. Baby would fortunately take the mouth out of the nipple, and then make sure you break the wind. Breaking wind means that before you turn to the next breast, when the baby is feeding, the trap air. Break the wind, pat the baby's back before you move to the next breast. If not, realize that because of the air, mothers complain of my baby unfortunately cannot sleep well, having that smacking noise, and then they are buying all sorts of other artificial formulas and all that for the baby. No, do not. If you break the wind, it is so vital. And then also to chip it in again, we have what we call the fore milk and the hind milk. The breast milk has the fore milk. The fore milk is the first milk that comes out. The hind milk is the one that is behind. And then the fore milk contains less energy.
Okay.
Hind milk contains more energy. So the baby should have a complete meal. As if you've taken your food and you didn't have water to it, you'll be thirsty. So that the baby has have a complete meal. That means that the hind milk that has the energy will keep the baby satisfied, so that they will not be crying. Instead of once some few minutes, the baby gets up and says, So fore milk and hind milk is vital in breastfeeding. Let the baby have a complete meal. Yes.
All right. So now let's come to the week celebration for breastfeeding. Goldfield, what exactly would you be doing as a dietitian? What should mothers expect?
Okay, so we are working together, the whole health care team. We are working together to promote breastfeeding. And this year we are making a difference for working parents. So you realize it's parents, not working mothers. Meaning that both parents are involved. So we started the program yesterday with a symposium where we educated healthcare workers and then the public on the importance of breastfeeding, importance of nutrition in breastfeeding, what our companies and our industries can do to support breastfeeding parents. And we are moving on with today's activities at Kolebu Ops and Gynae OPD. We are going to do a demonstration on attachment, on positioning, educating pregnant women like we usually do, but today we are inviting a bigger crowd to come and witness positioning and attachment and importance of breastfeeding. Then we'll continue with tomorrow with float.
A float.
Yes. So we'll be going to the Kolebu environs to educate people in their homes. You know, people who don't get a chance to join us, to educate them about the importance of breastfeeding, how to make a difference for working parents. And the attachment positioning. Yes, so we'll be in the community, be a large community engagement with members of the Ops and Gynae team.
Okay, all right. Goldfield, thank you very much. Felicia, Constance, thank you so much.
So as you said, our team is enabling breastfeeding, making a difference for working parents. So that's it. You realize that mothers are able to know, but the WHO is advocating that all things being at least mothers should be able to get 18 working 18 days of 18 weeks, but it's supposed to be 6 months. So mothers who get the 3 months maternity leave, when they are resuming, there's a challenge. So what do we do as a nation? Policy should be in place, should be implemented such that wherever you go, and you cannot bear with me, I don't know whether here you have a place, a breastfeeding hub, or a place where a mother resumes from work will be able to continue with the work. And realize that we are saying that breastfeeding must work. Work should go on. The fact that you are breastfeeding, you should not be undermined. You should not be discriminated that you are breastfeeding. So realize that certain opportunities will not be given to you. No, the working environment should be very comfortable for us. That's why I say working parents. There could be a CEO who is heading a particular company and all that. Let your unit or let your department or your institution have a breastfeeding area where when it's time for breastfeeding, the mothers can confidently yes. And then if they even express, we have a team there that can help let the babies take the breast milk. And also to add and to finalize, we are saying that we can even get nurseries. And then when you do that, it's you, the manager or the institution, when there's a breastfeeding nursery, mothers can willingly bring their babies to the wherever they are working, and that would help us. It's going to help prevent absenteeism and productivity at the workplace. So we are ensuring that we're going to use this platform to let the entire public know that policy should be implemented so that together a mother who decides to breastfeed, her work should go on.
Constance, thank you very much. And so this is where we end this conversation on Breastfeeding Week. My guests have been Constance Odonko, who is Principal Midwifery Officer, Ops and Gynae Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and Felicia Amankwa, Senior Midwifery Officer at the Ops and Gynae Unit at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital, and our gentleman, Goldfield Azuma, who is a dietitian.